Hey y'all, what's up? Quick question. Why is it that we all, in some shape, form, or fashion, kind of favor each other? I have often wondered that. Like with my family, we, I don't know. It's in my family, we all kind of, some shape, form, or fashion, we all look like celebrities. And that's weird to me. I've often wondered, why is that? Like, are we? I don't know. I've heard this thing about where there's what people call uh, doppelgangers or whatever. I don't know, but I have often wondered, look like? Why do the people in my family look like people who are in the entertainment industry? Like my mom, she grew up. Oh, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I am currently um, making this video, for one. For two, I am finally getting around to putting my kids, uh, all of my babies, certificates and their achievements, awards, and accolades and whatnot, um, in the desired spot where I want them at inside of our home. So that's what I'm doing while I'm making this video. But getting back to what I was saying, I have often wondered why we look like people that's in the entertainment industry. Um, my mom, she had a little nickname that her friends called her back in the day, and it's the strangest thing because my mother, looked a lot like um, Miss Aretha Franklin. I haven't had time as of yet, but I'm going to get around to doing it. To do some researching and stuff, and do a little digging around in our in the background to see. I don't know, just dig and go back as far as I can, as far as our family bloodline goes. But yeah, my mom, she looked a lot like Miss Aretha Franklin. Her mother, which is my grandmother, to me, my grandmother looked a lot like, she favored Miss Gladys Knight. Um, I they would I used to get teased a lot. And they would say, but I took this as a compliment though. And they would say that I looked a lot like Miss Queen Latifah. Now, I don't know any of these celebrities. I haven't had the chance to meet any of them in person. Um, no type of communication with them whatsoever. I've only seen them on TV, but that is something that I have always wondered. My Aunt Camille, uh, to me growing up, she looked like Miss Diana Ross. Like the features. And I'm like, why? Why do we look so much like these people? And that's what I see. Like, it's the funniest thing, but I don't know if anybody else does this, any man or woman or whatever, but it's just something that comes naturally to me. Like, I can look at a person and I don't know, it's almost as if I'm looking through them, through that person. But I can look at a person and see like their damn near their bloodline. Um, it's kind of hard to explain, but yeah. But I've often wondered that. I've often questioned that, about life in general. Like I've saw people, looked at people and be like, you kind of look like, to myself. I don't really say, I don't say it out loud, but in my head, I'm like, this person looks, you look a lot like, you know. And I'm like, well, maybe that's a relative or something of that person, an ancestor or something. Just somewhere down the bloodline, possibly, possibly. Um, and if you think about it, it kind of makes sense at the end of the day, especially if you look at the fact of where people, grandparents, and great grandparents, and great great grandparents, if you know this about yourself, and you might even know it about that person, where their grandparents or great grandparents or great great grandparents, where they might have, uh, in the state in which they might have been born in, or where they might have come from. So, oh, it's just something that I've often wondered about and questioned. I've seen people, they they might not necessarily be the same skin tone, um, the same skin tone coloring as that person. Might be a different skin tone color, but those features are so prominent in that person to where they look a lot like that person. I have a cousin, which is my uncle's daughter. And well, my uncle, he has um, two daughters. One of my uncles, he's the youngest uncle of mine. He has two daughters and a son. And I have seen his babies. I've seen all of them when they were, born and stuff and growing up and whatnot. And just seen pictures of them and stuff. But my uncle he is a damn near splitting image of his dad. Like, he's his dad's twin. Features, everything like his dad. He didn't really take much. He didn't really get many of his looks from my grandmother, but they're there. And all of his babies, all three of his babies look like, to me, my uncle's dad. And his dad, Mr. Bonner, looks like his mother. I've seen a picture of this lady, and she was a beautiful, beautiful chocolate woman. Beautiful chocolate woman. And she's heavy. She was a heavier set lady. But on that picture, that woman looked like she didn't take no mess. She looked like she didn't take no mess at all. But she was a nice looking woman, and her features are so broad, and it is amazing. I guess it's just me. Maybe I'm the only person who looks at stuff like that, but to me it's amazing to see how much my uncle's babies look like his dad and his dad's mother. One of my uncle's daughters actually looks identical to her grandmother. Now she's, this is February the 8th, again, the year 2024. I'm amazed to see that his daughter, she looks so much like this lady on this picture. Like, he couldn't deny his kids even if he wanted to. Type crap. Like, for real. So I'm amazed with, stuff like that. And I see stuff like that. But at the same time, the celebrity that this young lady, my uncle's daughter, resembles a lot is the That's my daughter. Y'all heard in the background. The celebrity that. Okay, getting back to what I was saying. Now, yeah, the celebrity that my uncle's daughter favorite resembles a lot to me is the entertainer Monique, the comedian. And I just watched. She just did a an interview on the show called Club Shay Shay. That interview was good. I'm sorry. That was a good interview. Um, but he said, I overheard the host of the show telling her that she favored, she looked like his Aunt Mary. And when he said that, I'm looking at this woman and I'm like, shoot. I said, no. I was laughing because I said to myself, I'm like, shoot, I got a little cousin that resembles this lady. Like, when I say she looks like her, she resembles her. Resembles her. Now, as far as looks in the face, she does. Body-wise, she ain't made it there yet. So, yeah, that's just something I've always wondered. Like, why do we resemble certain people? What could cause that? Why is that? You know. What is it about that? I would say. Just what is it about that? Yeah. I don't know if it's DNA. I don't know. I don't know what it is. And you might not even have necessarily, you probably haven't ever seen this person in person or met them in person or had any type of interactions with them in person. But it's just the fact of knowing, to me, it's just the fact of knowing that this person looks like, or to even ask the question, do you know who you look like? You know, or do you know who you resemble? Yeah, it's a trip. It is a trip to see. It is a trip to see. Now, I didn't understand it that much when I was younger. It wasn't really dawning on me back then, when I was younger growing up. But my Aunt Jeanette, she was the one who always, she would always say that I looked like Queen Latifah. And I'm like, I didn't see it. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you seeing? But that's what she said. And as I got older, especially when I started uh, listening more to hip hop music and getting my little Right On magazines and Vibe and Source and all those different types of magazines, wanting the posters up on my bedroom walls and stuff. At one point in time, my bedroom wall was full. Oh man, it was full of posters because I like music, you know. And it ain't so much as it's the beats, you know. The beat has to catch me first. It's a certain type of beat It has to move me. And if what you're saying goes with that beat properly, oh, I'm rocking with you. I'm bobbing with you. We gonna shake it out together. you know. But yeah, I've often wondered that. Like I like watching the show Different World, A Different World. And I said, dang. It was the episode where Whitley is getting ready to marry the senator. And in this particular episode, she's up in her room at this house. She's in the room and she has on a beautiful white wedding dress. And her friend, Kim, was in there with her in the room. Because Kim was her maid of honor. And she was helping her. Well, she asked her if there was anything that she, might need help with or any assistance with. And I generally pay attention to, the actors when they're acting or saying what they're saying or whatever. But just one particular day, I was rewatching that episode and I glanced in the background. Okay, babe. Love you. Have a good night. I was looking in the background of the show, that episode. And there was a picture in the background hanging on the wall. And it seemed to have been a picture of, put that in the recycling bin, because it's all recyclables. There seemed to have been a picture of Whitley as a little girl. Now, I looked at this picture and they only showed the picture, I would say, for a good maybe 3 seconds. I've looked at this picture and I'm like, is it me? Or does anybody else see this? And like when I saw it, the first time I saw it, I was like, it was like a, and then when I saw it again, I was like, because I was like, does anybody see this? On that picture of her in the background, of her being a little girl. I don't know if anybody has ever paid attention to this, but to me, it was like I was looking at a picture of who we know now in the year of 2024 as Beyonce's baby girl. Beyonce, not baby girl, it's not her baby girl because she has other kids now. But it's her oldest daughter, Blue Ivy. And I'm like, I wonder, does anybody else see this? Like Blue Ivy resembles that picture on that wall of Whitley as a little girl. And it was just amazing, for me to see that. And I'm like, I said, I said to myself, and I think my girls might have been in the room with me while we was watching the episode that particular day. But I was like, I said, I wonder, and I thought about it. I said, I bet you anything, somewhere down their bloodline, they, those families, it crosses somewhere, because it's coming from somewhere. It is coming from somewhere. Like, you know how stuff skips generations of kids and, whatnot? Yeah. Yeah. But I saw that and I was like, I wonder, does anybody else see this? Haven't ever really just asked anybody else, do they see what I'm seeing? Except for my daughters and my husband. Whenever we saw the episode, seen the episode. But yeah, I'm like, why do we? What is that? What is up with that? We all favor each other in some shape, form, or fashion. I'm hoping that it's a good thing. I'm hoping that it's positive for that being the way that it is. Because most people, when they have kids that look like them. Either the child is going to look like the mother and the mother side of the family, or the child could look like the dad and his side of the family. And in some cases, it's just a real good mixture of both. Real good mixture of what both parents look like. Yeah. So, just something that I be questioning from every now and then, or wondering. Does anybody else wonder that? Bye.